honorable members, SC, and Advocate Zikalala. Mukoni, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much. We are going to resume the proceedings. SC and Matlala, good luck. We will run until 5 o'clock. The two of you, I spoken to the SC. If you need a comfort break, you can always indicate that. Give us 10 to 15 minutes comfort break, and then we will grant that. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, honorable members. Mr. Matlala, welcome back.
Welcome.
Thank you. Mr. Matlala, can I just go back and make a correction, which may have caused some confusion? Can I ask you to go to page 35 of the draft statement, paragraph 137.9?
Yes, I'm here.
That you see, there's a subheading: allegations concerning my involvement in Tembisa Hospital, and then the draft says, regarding past dealings with Tembisa Hospital, my company has previously responded to RFQs.
Yes, I see it.
Now, you read that yourself, but the impression was that we're talking to the Tshwane district company, the franchise of the holding company, but in fact that reference is actually to Black AK Supplies Trading and Supplies.
Yes,
isn't it?
Yes.
Because that is the company where you supplied, you did various medical supplies to Tembisa.
Yes.
As I think you said, like if you want 100 or 1,000 water bottles or whatever, then those are the supplies that you make, isn't it?
Yes, that's correct.
So can you just confirm that is in fact the case?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yes. Thank you. Now, tomorrow I will proceed, or later there'll be some other allegations relating to the health risk contract, which you also deal with in your draft statement. I'm not going to deal with them now. I want to move on to something different. When we started, we referred, you and I, when we started our discussion, with a lease agreement with Public Works for the property where the South African Police Services College is housed. And you leased that property from the Department of Public Works, but you still had not been given vacant occupation. You remember that?
Yes, I remember.
And it seems as if you still have not been given vacant occupation.
Yeah, that's correct.
But the lease is still in place.
Yes.
Okay. Now,
Let's take Honorable Nola.
Thank you very much. I would have thought that the SC will start with the pending issue where the witness said he needs to actually make a consultation in respect of the Medicare 24 contract. Remember, Chair would have pleaded with him to tell the committee as everything that he knows about the contract, and he would have been concerned that there are things that you'll be unable to divulge, and we read to him the law that protects him to help this committee execute his task. So he said he's going to consult his legal representatives during lunch, and would have thought that when we come back now, the SC will touch that part, then we pass immediately. I see he's now in Tembisa and stuff. So I wanted to raise that, Chair, just to remind the committee. Thank you.
SC.
Chair, the witness may answer. We did confer briefly with Mr. Forbey, his legal representative, but it was more in relation to the Powers and Privileges Act, not specifically this issue. I am coming back. In fact, as I indicated earlier, we'll ask Ms. Matlala to deal with that aspect further of the health risk contract.
Yeah, let's proceed.
Thank you. Yeah, so we dealt with the lease. Then at paragraph 12 of the statement
Of page 35 still.
of your draft statement. Yeah.
Are you still on page 35?
No. Paragraph 12, it's on page 4
Oh,
of
paragraph
your
12.
statement. 12.
Okay.
Have you got it?
Yes.
Where you say, despite having a lease over the property, I could not access it.
Yes.
This is because SAPS members were still utilizing the hospital. We addressed a letter to the National Commissioner of South African Police Services through our then attorneys, and in paragraph 5 of the letter dated 19 January 2024, we stated as follows: through investigations, we established that the hospital was being used by members of the SAPS who has an irregular relationship of a corrupt nature with members of the police who are making sure that our client does not acquire occupation of the property. This particular facility had nothing to do with the tender awarded to Medicare 24 Swami. So just on that, so this letter, you say you use the word we addressed the letter. Who would that have been?
I'm saying we as a company.
As the company?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So which entity?
Medicare 2420.
Medicare 24/1, okay.
Yes.
And and then you say that through your investigations we established. What investigations are you referring to? Who did these investigations? And what was uncovered?
Okay. We uncovered that there is police officials who, firstly when we went there, we found some police officials and we went back to Public Works. And for the second time, when we tried to go there again to check whether they're still there, we found that there's doctors who are operating there, and then they do not have a lease with Public Works. So Public Works gave them a notice to vacate the premises, and then that's when I just learned that these doctors might be working with the police officials, senior police officials, to occupy that facility. So that's when I asked if this thing can be investigated, because I was not 100% sure of my assumptions, hence I wanted it to be investigated.
And who did you get to do the investigations?
I went to the head of National Detectives, General Sibia.
To conduct the investigations?
Not to conduct the investigations, to check these allegations that I had just heard that there is police officials who are operating with the doctors there.
Yeah, I want to get to General Sabia, but I'm still on paragraph 12 and the contents of the letter that your erstwhile attorneys wrote, where they say that through investigations, we established that the hospital was being used by members of SAPS who has an irregular relationship of a corrupt nature with members of the police. So which investigations or investigator are you talking about?
Not, when we said investigations, we're not meaning that we have appointed private investigators. I'm saying from what we heard, referring to investigations.
So it's just based on information
Yes.
that was gathered,
Yes.
and from there it appeared that the hospital was being used by members of SAPS who have an irregular relationship of a corrupt nature.
Yes.
Were there any other details from this information that was gathered by you and your lawyers at the time that you could share with the committee, and this relationship of a corrupt nature?
I've tried to for this thing to be investigated, but I've been stopped. Then I didn't continue with it, so I didn't have any further information.
Yeah, but I'm asking about the information that was at that time at your disposal, and that your lawyers relied on when they wrote this letter to the National Commissioner to say, from our investigations, it appears as if the hospital is being used by members of SAPS and they have an irregular relationship of a corrupt nature. So that it's that information that I'm asking that you share with us.
It's the information that I just told you about, that there is doctors who are there, which even myself, I saw them there.
Yeah.
So who were operating without a lease. Already that thing, as it is, it was corrupt because they were operating unlawfully. Because I'm the one, even now, I'm the one who has the lease, but they are there. So whoever let them there, obviously, I suspected it was of a corrupt nature.
Mm. Okay, so that's what you meant?
Yes.
That these doctors are working there, operating there, without a lawful lease being in place?
No lease at all, yeah.
And for them to have done so, there must be some corrupt relationship between them and some members in the police.
Yeah, it's obviously no one can come to your house and then you don't know who this person is. Someone must have let them in.
Okay. So then you go on to say at paragraph 13, in January 2024, to address the situation, I met with Lieutenant General Sabia, who was then the acting National Commissioner. A meeting was arranged after I obtained his office details online.
Which is true.
So just elaborate on that statement.
Yes, I contacted him to arrange a meeting with him so that we can, I can go there and lay my complaint.
Did anyone facilitate that meeting with Lieutenant General Sabia? Because you say you just obtained these office details online.
Yes, and then after that, obtaining it online, I sent him in an email. I think we gave you a copy of the email, dated 9 January.
No, we would like to have a copy of that email.
Yeah, we have. And
sorry?
it's fine. You'll get it. I thought by now you have it.
Now, before then, did you know Lieutenant General Sabia?
No, that was my first time meeting him.
So isn't it a bit unusual for any member of the public to simply go online, send an email to the acting National Commissioner, or someone high up like General Sabia, and arrange a meeting?
Unusual how?
Sorry?
When you say unusual, how? What do you mean when you say unusual?
I said, what? Isn't it unusual for someone to look up the email address of a high-ranking police official, in this case, at the time, the highest-ranking police official who was acting National Commissioner, and then simply arrange a meeting?
Yes, that's what I'm asking. When you say unusual, I do not understand. What do you mean when you say it's unusual?
You hadn't met him before?
No.
You don't know him?
No, I didn't know him before.
And you send him an email request for a meeting and he is prepared to meet with you.
Yes, maybe if you can see the details of my email, and then we'll understand why he agreed to meet with us.
Can you recall the contents of that email? What more or less?
I explained what you just read on paragraph 12.
Yeah.
And then I went further saying that I will institute legal action if my demands are not met.
So the basis on which you sought a meeting with Lieutenant General Sabia was that SAPS were refusing to give you vacant occupation of that hospital.
Yes.
And you thought that he could help or address the situation.
Investigate what was the problem, yes.
And you didn't get any assistance from any other party to have this meeting with General Sabia?
No.
So where did you meet him? At his office?
Yes.
Were the two of you alone?
With my lawyer.
So he met and he was here on his own?
Yes.
What is his reaction to this? To your meeting with him?
He said he will get back to me.
Okay. And then you go on to say that you met with him again in February 2024.
Yes, that's correct.
Together with your legal counsel at his offices situated at Wachthuis 229 Pretoria Street, Pretoria.
Yes, that's correct.
Was that with the same lawyer you met him the first time?
Yes.
So by the time you met with him the second time in February 2024, was General Sabia still the acting National Commissioner?
I don't know about that.
When you first met him, how did you know that he was the acting National Commissioner?
I did not say that he was the first. He was the acting national commissioner. I said the head of detectives.
Yeah. So again, I ask, I mean, isn't it a bit odd that the head of the detectives, what is he got to do with assisting you with a lease agreement that, according to you, the police were not honoring?
He's the head of detectives. I wanted him to investigate the matter. And second of all, that college is for national police. It's not for provincial or whatever. That's why I went to him as a national detective.
So, according to your statement, he then said that he would make his own inquiries and get back to you.
Yes, that's correct.
How long was the first meeting and how long was the second meeting?
It was brief, not more than 30 minutes, I would say.
Yeah. And then you go on to say that about 1 or 2 months later, you met with him again at his office.
Yes, that's correct.
And at that meeting, he told you that it would not be possible for you to take occupation of the hospital, despite the fact that you had provided proof of the award of the lease agreement contract with the Department of Public Works.
Yes, that's correct.
Did he give you any reason why you would not be able to take occupation of the hospital?
He said he took this to the national commissioner. And then he said to me, the national commissioner said, the police are using the hospital, and then they're not going to take any instructions from Public Works.
So was that the beginning of a relationship with General Sabia?
What relationship?
Well, I'm asking you, was that the last time you saw him, or did you see him again afterwards? And if you saw him again afterwards, in what connection did you see him afterwards?
Yes, I saw him again.
And in what connection was that?
It was regarding, it was long ago, it was regarding, he actually wanted to ask me because he said he was investigating a kidnapping case. And then he asked me if, because the person who was being kidnapped is my very close friend, and he was asking me about him.
So how many times did you meet him subsequently?
3 times.
3 times.
Yes.
And what was it about? Was it about the same thing or different thing?
You were asking how many times did I meet him?
Yes.
And I'm saying 3 times. I explained the first 2 times it was regarding the public works lease. The third one, it was regarding the kidnapping case.
So you spoke to him about the PKTT case? No? Excuse me. Oh, the kidnapping. Okay. So it's only on those 3 occasions that you met with him?
Yes.
And the kidnapping case, which case was that about?
It's a kidnapping of a friend of mine.
Of a friend of yours?
Yes.
And was that also during 2024?
Yes, 2024, yes.
And was he able to assist?
He was the one asking me questions. I did not need help from him. He's the one who called me and asked me questions about the kidnapping.
He called you?
Yes.
And when was that?
I don't recall the date.
So after your first 2 meetings, and both those meetings related to the lease agreement, isn't it?
Yes.
On the third occasion, when you met him, that was after he contacted you about the kidnapping of your friend.
The third time.
Yes.
Yes.
Which friend is this?
You mean his name?
Yes.
Jerry. His name is Jerry.
Jerry, and his surname?
Boshoha.
Machocha.
B.O. Boshoha.
Boshoga. Boshoga.
G-E. G-A at the end.
And why did he phone you about your friend's kidnapping? What did he know about the kidnapping? Why is he phoning you?
He was investigating it, I assume, because he's the head of detective.
Were you aware of the kidnapping?
Yeah, I remember when we were doing consultation, I told you that the police came to my house and they asked me about the kidnapped person. That was him.
Okay, so we're going to get to that. Was that after the first raid on your house?
The first one, yes.
Okay. So after he called you about the kidnapping, were there any other calls or any other interaction between you and Sabia, either telephonically, WhatsApp, email?
No, nothing.
In person? No, nothing.
Nothing.
Now, let's move to your you say that your problems, which we will discuss, started when the health risk services tender contract was awarded at the end of June. But although the contract was signed in July 2024, and you told us that you signed it in the presence of Captain Cartwright, is that right?
Yes, that's right.
You didn't get any purchase orders from SAPS for another 2 months.
Yes, that's right.
So you were prejudiced as a result because now your company was operating in a deficit because you had to pay staff and other overhead costs and other service providers.
Yes.
So let's discuss the first of these problems that you described. There was a raid on your house. Can you tell us the first raid when that was on the 6th of December?
Yes, that's correct.
That is the same day on which Molefi's property was also raided, is it?
Yes, yeah, that's on a land after, yes.
Yeah, you wouldn't have known on the 6th, but you know now that
Yes.
it happened either simultaneously or the same time. We don't know. But that was on the 6th. Describe to us what happened and where this took place. Was that your home address?
Number 12, Plow Street, Waterkloof Ridge.
That's your Waterkloof
Yes.
Ridge address. Yeah. Yeah. So just describe to us what happened. What did you experience?
Okay. I think it was around between 4 and 5 in the afternoon. So I was sitting in the main bedroom with my wife. And then we just heard a kid screaming in the house. So I wanted to go to check what is happening, and I saw some guys wearing balaclavas holding assault rifles approaching towards the main bedroom where I was with my wife. And then when they got into the house, they said inside the main bedroom, they said we must lie down. Myself, I must lie down on the floor. And while I was lying down, I saw also the kids, they made the kids also to lie down and push their hands behind their head. And then they started asking me questions that how many people are in the house. And I explained people who are in the house. And they asked me if they found someone beside the people that I just mentioned. I said, no, it's only these people that I know. And then some of them, they were busy searching, I assume. And then they came back and then they said, okay. They took my cell phones and then they took my cell phones and then they start asking me questions. They're saying to me, where is Jerry? I said, I don't know also. I just heard that he's been kidnapped. And then they said also.
Did they tell you that was the reason why they were there? They were searching or looking for Jerry?
Yes, they mentioned Jerry, yes. And then after that, they start asking me about police. Who do I know in the police force? And I said to them, I know quite a lot of police because I've got a contract with these people. So I've got most of their contact details because we had to call them to arrange to do medical assessment. And then they said, do you specifically know General Sibia? And then I said, yes, I know him because I met him. And then they said, no, besides what you're telling us, have you met him in your personal capacity? And I said, no, I don't know him in that way. And they also asked me if I know General Khan and Minister Mkhunu. And then actually they took very, very long asking me about these police officials. And then after a while, it was very late, I think. They said, okay, we're taking, at the gate, there is guards there, 2 guards at the gate. So they took their weapons. It's a handgun and 2 handguns and 2 rifles. And they also took my personal firearm, and they took my watches, my cell phones. And then they said, okay, they're going to confiscate my weapons, and they'll also come to my office to confiscate the weapons from my office. I said, what was the reason for that? They're saying the safe that you have is not mounted. So that is the reason that we're taking these firearms. So, okay, I said, it's fine. If you're doing that, give me something to show that you were here and then you confiscated my property. They said, no, the way we are taking your properties, the way we'll bring them back. But I said, okay, you're taking my cell phones, my laptop, my watches, my firearms, and then you're not giving me something to show that I can claim these things. And then they just left me like that. And then the following morning, it was on Saturday, I rushed to the police station because by then I thought those people were criminals because they were wearing balaclavas with civilian clothing. So I went to the police station and then I wanted to open a case. While I was busy giving them a statement, they've realized that these weapons that I'm mentioning, they're actually booked in their, I think, SAP.
Okay, just before we get there, just a few related questions. You're still on this raid. Did they identify themselves?
I think only one person said he's Colonel Khumalo. Colonel Khumalo.
Kenneth.
Yes.
Or is it Colonel Khumalo?
Yes.
Colonel Khumalo.
Come again?
Colonel.
Colonel, yes.
Is it Colonel or Kenneth? Colonel Khumalo.
Yes.
Yeah. Did they show you any warrant, any search warrant?
No, there was no warrant.
Did you ask them?
I asked them, yes.
And after questioning you, searching your house, taking your firearms, and also taking it out of the safe, how long was this? For how long was this a raid? How long did it take?
I would say maybe between 5 to 7 hours.
And where were you all this time? In the bedroom?
In the main bedroom, yes.
And your wife?
They took her out of the main bedroom. I think he was somewhere in the other bedroom or something, I don't know. But I was in the main bedroom.
And how many children were home?
4 children.
4.
Yes.
And what happened to them?
Last time I saw them, they were lying down there and then they closed the door, so I couldn't see what was happening. So I am supposed maybe they took them somewhere else.
And do you know, or did you hear subsequently what happened to them? How were they treated?
Yes, yeah. I heard after, but that's when they left.
So, what happened to your place then in Waterkloof Ridge? Your place is guarded.
Yes.
How many are those your own personal security?
Yes.
They also work for you.
Yes.
So how many guards were there?
2.
2.
Yes.
How many entrance gates are there?
I've got 2 entries.
Both in front or one in the back, one in front?
Yeah, the other one in the front, the other one at the back.
And were they both guarded?
No, the only one that we're using is the only one that is got The other one is locked, so you can't get in unless if you break the gate.
And these guards, are they armed?
Yes, they were armed.
Or were they disarmed?
They were disarmed, yes.
What happened to were their guns also taken by the police?
Yes, they were taken by the police.
As I understood you, they came there and they said that they were coming to search for
Yes,
someone that you had allegedly kidnapped.
yes.
Did they find anybody?
No, there was no one.
And you say this raid took place, what's it, between 5 and 7 hours?
Yes.
You must have been quite shaken by this event.
Of course.
So when they left, what did you do after they left?
It was in the very late, the following morning, that's when I said I went to the police station.
Okay. And which police station did you go to?
It's Brooklyn police station.
Sorry?
Brooklyn police station.
Brooklyn.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's take Honorable Malim.
Thanks, Chair. The SC asked that when they were searching the house, they alleged they were looking for a person. I thought the natural question that should follow should be, who's that person? Because it can't be just a person and we leave it there. But once you say a person has got a name. So my question would be, which person were they looking for?
Yeah, the witness had said the person they were looking for is Jerry. Where is Jerry? Where is Jerry? Maybe he can answer that in full.
No, that's correct, yes.
Okay. Are you happy, Honorable Member? May we proceed, SC?
Yeah. Can you just take it? Yeah. Thank you, Honorable Chair. Now, we know that subsequently you had also instructed your lawyers to bring an application that was in December also. This happened, we're talking about the 6th of December, the raid on your house. And then you reported it to the police. But then subsequently, and we'll get there, but I just want to make sure that we get the narration, you know, the whole story, the same as you had it in your affidavit subsequently. Can I ask you to go to page 52 of the annexes? It's at the back.
I don't have any annexures.
See, it's just over there. Which annex? It's
The last page that I have
it's
is page
annex.
39.
It's item 3 of the bundle, and it's VM3.
I don't have any annexures.
It's in that bundle there, Mr. Matlala. Will you keep that close to you as we go through your
Same is
statement?
Page 35.
Page 52. But the annexure starts at page 43. That's your court application, which we know is you subsequently withdrew. But we'll get to that. It's your affidavit.
Page 43.
No, 50. It starts at 43. And your affidavit at page 52. Can I ask your legal representative to help?
52. 43 actually. 43 actually. So Mariana 50 man. So I must go to 52.
Yeah, it starts at 43, that's your court application. And then I'm asking you to go to 52. Got it?
Yes, 52. I got it. Yeah.
Okay, so go to paragraph 13.
Yeah, I'm gonna 13.
So can you just read back to us what you said in your affidavit from from paragraph 13? That is what happened on the 6th, Friday the 6th of December.
Yes.
Yeah, I want you to read it. This is what you said in your affidavit.
Last week, Friday, 6 December 2024, at about 16:45, about 100 police officers that appeared to be members of the Special Task Force, the National Intervention Unit, and Crime Intelligence arrived at my home residence. A certain Colonel Kumalo introduced himself and appeared to be the commander of this unlawful operation. Unfortunately, I do not have further information about Colonel Kumalo.
Yeah. Do you want to read further?
Upon their arrival, they forcefully gained access to my home residence by breaking the main gate to the property. Two of the second applicant security guards were present and at a gunpoint disarmed of their rifles and pistols and restrained. These officers then entered my home and found me in my bedroom on the second floor of the house. The officers instructed me to lay down on the floor whilst pointing several rifles on the. I think they spelled it wrong. The officers instructed me to lay down on the floor whilst pointing several rifles and other firearms. So I see it does not make sense, but I'll continue.
Yeah.
At me and strangling me. I complied with their request and laid down on the floor. The confirmatory affidavits of the security guards regarding the events of the day deposed to by Mkize MJ and Bengu MS are attached here to as annexure FA5 and FA6. At all times, I duly complied with the instructions of the police officers while they were scattered over my property, searched all the rooms and cottages. The police officers then came back and instructed me to open the firearm safe, which I did. The police officers searched the firearm safe and thereafter took me back to the main bedroom. Should I continue?
Yeah.
In the bedroom, the police officer started to question me, asking me who I knew in the police service, to which I answered that I know a lot of officers as they are my clients. The police officer then asked me if I know General Khan or General Sivia, to which I answered that I know General Sivia as he gave me permission to use the hospital at the SAPS College, Pretoria West, to conduct medicals of the new recruits.
Yeah, I'm asking you to read that part until paragraph 21.
Okay.
Because as you know, there were issues about this draft statement. I want to make sure that you get your version on record. This is obviously under oath in a court document, so I want you to read it.
Yes. So I must still continue.
Yes.
The officers then asked me if I know anything of the kidnapping of Mr. Abi Dikgate, his wife and the son, and why I will help someone that I don't know and aid in the kidnapping. I answered and confirmed that I was requested to assist the Dikgate family to locate the whereabouts of Mr. Dikgate and the minor son. This is due to the fact that I'm the owner of the security company. Thereafter, the police officers took the following items from my home: a Rolex, a watch, a Cartier ladies watch, 2 Taurus 9mm firearms, an Apple MacBook, 2 times iPhones, and 2 times rifles, and 1 Beretta 9mm firearm, attach here to proof of purchase of the Rolex watch together with the international warranty card, annexure FA7. As they were leaving my house, I asked the police officers how and when my property will be returned, as the items were not documented or signed for, to which they answered that they will be responsible to bring same back to me. Despite my request, they did not produce a search and seizure warrant.
Okay. So you had mentioned earlier that and then Honorable Malema had also sought clarification on this, but you mentioned already that the person that was allegedly kidnapped
Yes.
and whom the police were searching for was Jerry Boshoga.
Yes.
But we don't, where's his name? There's this,
Maybe Tikhale, I see, yeah.
sorry?
Yes, I see it's Tikhale here.
So it's the Khali's son?
No.
No.
Can I explain that?
Yes, please.
Yes, Tikhale's wife and Tikhale's son, also they were kidnapped also. So they asked me about Tikhale and Tikhale's wife and son first, and then after they asked me about Jerry. So I see here on my application to the court, I only mentioned Tikhale.
Yeah, but that's why I'm asking, well,
Yes.
why is his name not in this paragraph?
I don't know, because when I was giving testimony, when I was giving this statement to my advocate for the High Court application, I guess we must have missed the name of Jerry.
Sorry. Chair.
Honorable James.
Thank you, Chair. Just for clarification purposes, earlier on the witness stated that he has a lease agreement with Public Works to utilize the hospital. I'm now reading in his statement that he said he needed to get permission. Not he needed, General Sibia gave him permission to use the hospital. Does this mean that General Sibia had ensured that SAPS evacuated the premises and it was now, or did he grant him permission to use? Because rightfully so, that is your property. The lease agreement is in your name. So which is it? Thank you, Chair.
Okay. During the raid, it was in December. And then when I told the police that General Sibia granted me permission, you will see on my screenshots that you have from my phone records that when I made this court application, I also told my lawyer that no, you got it wrong. Please fix this thing. I said General Sibia, at that time in December, he was an acting national commissioner. And then because of I was doing medicals for the new recruits of SAPS, so the head of the recruit from SAPS told me that they need me to conduct medicals in SAPS Pretoria. And she said it will be best if you can use the hospital which is inside the college. And she said to me, but we need to get permission from the national commissioner. By then, the acting national commissioner was General Sibia. So I think I've clarified that.
Honorable James, are you okay?
Yes, I am. Thank you, Chair.
Let's proceed, SC.
Thank you. Mr. Matlala, just also to seek further clarification on that question by Honorable James. At that time, General Sibia wasn't the acting national commissioner any longer when you got that permission.
I never got the permission. I'm saying they asked me to ask him to grant us permission. However, we couldn't get hold of him. So she ended up getting permission from another general called General Zulu. She's the one who gave us permission.
General Zulu.
Yes, but not the hospital. I remember they gave us a hall like this, and we had to partition it so that we can conduct medicals assessment.
So it sounds to me like it was just a sort of partial use of the property.
Say that again?
Was it just a partial use of the property, not the whole property?
I'm saying the hospital, we never used the hospital to conduct those medicals. Inside that college, it's like here in DCS, there's a hall like this. So they granted us permission to use the hall, and then we petitioned inside the hall to conduct those medicals.
Yeah, yeah. It was, how is this? Yeah. Okay. So after the raid on the 6th, the following day you went to report this at the Brooklyn police station
That's correct.
to open a case
Yes.
of robbery.
Yes.
But when you went to the police station, the police, you dealt with the shift commander on duty there, Lieutenant Colonel Ravele,
Yes, that's correct.
and you say he refused to register a case or to open a case,
Yes. That's
saying,
correct.
but this was the police. He can't open a case against the police.
Yes. Yes, that's what he said.
Okay. And you left there frustrated.
Yes.
Then at paragraph 24, relate to us what's written in paragraph 24.
Sorry, before we can proceed, I need to clarify something which I think I didn't earlier with you. I went to my lawyers actually after the first raid, not the second raid. I just realized, I think yesterday when I was with my legal team. After the police refused me to open a case, that's when I went to my lawyers to complain about the harassment.
And that was before the second raid.
Yes.
The second raid was 19 December.
The 18th. The 18th.
18th.
Yes.
And you brought the application was drafted before then.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And yes, that's dealt with on the next page, the second raid. But so because during the consultation, you remember we actually asked you about it, and so you also went to your lawyers first.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. But then you say on paragraph 24, you received a phone call from a gentleman who introduced himself as Brown Mogotsi.
Yeah, but that was, I think, on the following day after they refused me to open up a case. It's not the first day.
Yeah, no, this is after
Yes.
you've gone to report the case or attempted to report the case. They refused to report the case, and you've also gone to your lawyers.
No, my lawyers, I went to my lawyers on the I think the 12th or the 13th, somewhere there.
Oh, okay. So let's just get this right. You only went to your lawyers on the 12th. You didn't go immediately after the first raid.
You know, the dates, I just remembered now them when they showed me the documents yesterday. Like I'm saying, a lot of things, I forget them.
Yeah.
I'm in solitary confinement. I forgot a lot of things.
Yeah. Okay. But are you sure about this that's in paragraph 24? Do you want to read it? Of your statement?
Can I read it?
Yes.
On 9 December 2024.
No. Sorry. No, not the affidavit. Put the annexure one side. Go to your statement, the draft statement.
Oh, my statement.
Yeah, put that side.
You say paragraph?
Thank you. And go to page 7, paragraph 24.
I then received a call from a gentleman who introduced himself as Brown Mokhoti, who stated that he was calling from the office of the Minister of Police and that he wanted to assist me. I informed him of what had happened at Brooklyn Police Station, and he advised that I should instead go to Protea North Police Station to open the case, which will subsequently be transferred back to Pretoria, Brooklyn. I went to Protea North Police Station as advised, and they told me they will issue a case number, but I never received any case number.
Okay. So just to pause there, this person you called here in your statement as gentleman that called you and who was Brown Mokhotsi, did you know him or know of him or know his name
I didn't
before
know
that
him.
phone call?
I didn't know him before.
So you wouldn't be able to tell us where he got your number from?
I don't know, because I've been calling a lot of people complaining, so I don't know how he got my number.
Did you complain to anyone in the police after the raid? Some police that you think you may be able to trust?
I went to the police station. I wanted to lay a complaint. This a complaint to the police.
Yes, but outside of that,
No,
you didn't phone General Sabia.
I don't have that relationship with General Sibia.
So this comes out of the blue to you. This guy that phones, you don't know him at all.
I didn't know him
He
at
says
all.
his name is Brown Mokhotsi,
Yes, I didn't know him at all.
and that he was calling from the office of the Minister of Police, Minister Nkunu.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Okay. Did you not ask him where he got your number from?
No, I didn't. I was more interested in that he wanted to offer me his help.
But didn't you question him a bit further? Isn't this strange or odd or a coincidence that someone is now phoning you from the minister's office to offer you assistance?
It's not for me at that time. Yes, it is strange, but for me at that time, I didn't think in that way. Like I said before to you, that if you are sick and someone brings a cure, you wouldn't ask where you get this medication from. I just wanted him to help me.
Okay. So this is from Dr. Mokhotsi, the medicine man.
Yes, by then, that's what I thought, by then.
Yeah. So he says, no, I'm phoning from the minister's office. Of course, you don't know. He may be phoning from an office next to you or down the road. You don't know whether it's actually the minister's office.
Probably.
But at that stage, you say, if anybody's offering to help me, I'm quite happy to accept the help. So you're in quite desperate straits that you would accept anybody's help.
Yes.
Yeah. So you then say that you informed him of what happened at the Brooklyn police station. You didn't ask him why he was calling you or what the background was to the call. He didn't tell you, I heard that you in some trouble and all that. He didn't give you that any detail.
He told me that I hear that you've got problems with the police, and then we are here to help you. Hence, I said here that he said to me that we want you to go and open a case in another police station, and then we'll transfer it back to Pretoria. So I was more interested in the help that he was offering.
It would have been clear to you that he must have some inside information about.
Of course,
what
he
happened.
does. He does, yeah.
And you didn't ask him where he got this information from.
No, I didn't ask him.
So you took his advice, you went to the Protea North Police Station, and did they open a case, or did they just tell you they would open a case?
I gave them a statement, and then they said they will register a case, and then they will send me
Yeah, you normally get an
an
SMS.
SMS of a case number.
But you never ever got such an SMS.
Nothing.
Did you call Mr. Mogotsi after that to tell him that I have not done what you asked me to do? What happens next?
Yes, we were in contact. Yes.
Sorry?
Yes.
Okay. Is we going to get to your interaction or your exchanges with Mr. Mogotsi in a while. But is that where your interaction with Mr. Mogotsi started?
Yes, that's correct.
That day after the raid?
Yes, that's correct.
So you say roughly 2 weeks after the first raid, around about the 18th of December, the same unit came to your office.
Yes.
SC, let's take Honorable Nomvalo.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. No, I just want to check with the witness, Mr. Matlala, if you say you never received an SMS confirming that the case was opened, do you mean that it was never opened at all, the case?
I mean, it was never registered.
No, I'm saying it was never registered.
Yes.
So since that day, it has not been registered.
Yes.
Okay. No, I just wanted to confirm that, Chair.
Honorable James.
Thank you, Chair. I just want to ask also on the same matter, what was the content of your statement of the docket that you tried to basically open? Is my sound off? Okay. What was the content of your statement?
Okay. Is this is what I was basically explaining, that it was on Friday, the police came, they let me lie on the floor, they took my property, they didn't produce any search warrant. And then what I was more worried about is because they took my firearms, which I thought if anything happens to those firearms, I will be charged for that. That's what actually made me to go and open a case.
So it was basically theft and police brutality, the case type.
At that time, I did not know whether they were police or not. So I went to open a case. Then I just found out when I was at the police station that these were actually police. But still, I was worried about the harassment part.
Okay, thank you.
Honorable Skosana Jali.
So the harassment part was the one which you said even your kids were harassed on the day.
Yes.
The four of them.
Yes.
Thank you, Chair.
Any further follow-up before we proceed? Okay. Let's proceed, SC.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. So, can we move to the second raid on your house? That was...
Second raid is what was at the office.
Sorry?
The second raid was at my office.
Yes, the second one is at the office around about the 18th of December. And you say again, the police, they wore paramilitary clothing and balaclavas. They stated they wanted to inspect the firearms belonging to the security company. And after you complied, they confiscated all your firearms. Did they tell you why they were confiscating your firearms?
While they were busy doing the inspections of the firearms, they asked the person who was in charge of the armory, and then they asked him, where is the spare key of the safe? And then he said he has one set of keys, and then the other set of key is with his boss, referring me. And then they're saying, according to the law, me as the owner of the company, I'm not supposed to have a spare key of my safe. So I'm supposed to return the key. And by then, I was not at the office, I was in the meeting. So they called me and they said I must bring the spare key of the safe. Then I sent my driver to go and give them the spare keys. So while he gave them the spare keys, and then I think they took all the firearms, they left, and then the same night, they came back to the house, but I was not at home. So they wanted to arrest me for having a spare key of the safe. So, but when they were busy at home, I was actually on my way home, but they got to the home before me. So I just saw a lot of people wearing this paramilitary clothing inside, because the house, you can see people, even you are from the gate, you can see people from far. So I saw these people wearing like soldiers or something. And then I told the driver to drive back. And then my wife called me, said, the police are here. I said, no, I'm not coming. I'm going back to the office of the lawyers. I'm going to tell them they are back. So when they were there with my wife, they harassed her. She even now, she still has bruises. They thought maybe she was hiding me in the house. And then what worried me more is that they're saying they're looking for a spare key of the safe. They want to arrest me for a spare key of the safe. But I did not think that someone who has a spare key of his own safe, they will call special task force for him. So I thought there is more to this than what meets the eye. Yeah. So I think the following day, I'm not sure, there's a guy from KZN who called me, because the following day, that raid was on the media. So there's a guy from KZN who saw that thing on the media, and he called me, said, I see your problems here. There's a guy in KZN who can help you with your problems. But he said I must drive to KZN. Then that's when I drove to KZN, and then I met with the former minister Begitele at the Beverly Hills Hotel.
Okay, just before we get to the Beverly Hills Hotel, who was this guy who phoned you?
His name is Bongani Mpongose.
Okay. Is he the son of the taxi boss?
Yes.
In KZN? Yeah. So let us first just round off the second raid on your.
Sorry, Chair.
Chair.
Can I please just 2 minutes? I want to go to the bathroom quick, please.
That is allowed.